If there's one extremely coded yet misunderstood word you're guaranteed to hear time and time again in the run-up to the 2020 election, it's
America will never be a socialist country.
We're not going back to socialism.
They hear socialist, they think herpes, Bernie.
Yes, socialism is a trending word. But what does it actually mean? In an ideal socialist society, a governing body manages how workers produce and consume goods in a way that's supposed to benefit everyone equally. To achieve that, the state nationalizes companies and natural resources. Advocates say it empowers workers, but critics say you need competition and individualism to create progress. That being said, people often use the word incorrectly.
There's a huge difference between socialism and democratic socialism.
Democratic socialism works within a capitalistic system by protecting people with a strong safety net. Many European countries are considered social democracies because of their high income taxes and generous welfare programs.
I grew up in a social democratic country, Italy, and I had free healthcare. I never had to pay tuition fees. We leave capitalism free to do its own course. And then, through policies of the redistribution, higher taxations, welfare programs, we help mitigate inequalities to some extent.
And that's exactly what progressive policy proposals such as Medicare for All and tuition-free public college hope to achieve.
When I talk about democratic socialism, I am talking about Medicare.
There's 100% renewable energy, it's Medicare for all, it's tuition-free public colleges.
Now, there are proposals out there that meet the actual definition of socialism. They're about distributing, not redistributing, wealth and power equally from the start. One is universal basic income, or giving money to all citizens every month, no strings attached.
We should explore ideas like universal basic income.
We'll have to have some kind of universal basic income.
What I say about universal basic income is it's not socialism, it's capitalism where income doesn't start at zero.
Another popular socialist concept comes from Germany, where companies give workers a seat at the corporate board.
Let's put some employees on the board. Let the employees elect some people. So you've got multiple representation.
Some German enterprises, workers and managers sit together at the board and they make some decisions together. Most often not the most important decision, like decision about investment, but they make decisions about maybe certain conditions within the workplace.
Whether they are redistributive or distributive, all these progressive policies are of course very contentious. That's partly because they would be extremely costly and would require tax rates to skyrocket.
You'd be paying twice what you already do in taxes. That still doesn't cover the tab. My God, free healthcare is expensive.
And partly because they would give way more power to the government at the expense of companies and individuals.
It appears that Democrats want government to have power over the patient.
If we make it more onerous for companies to locate in the U.S., they're going to locate somewhere else.
Either way, Americans under 30 now view socialism more positively than capitalism. According to political science professor Chiara Cordelli, that's partly because younger generations did not grow up during the Cold War. She says they're less likely than their parents to associate socialism with authoritarian regimes in China, North Korea, or Venezuela, and more likely to associate the word with European social democracies.
They see that many people's chances in life depends on how rich their parents are, what kind of education their parents have. Is this freedom? There is, of course, the environment that is a central concern for this generation in a way that it wasn't in the past. This has also generated a lot of reflection and thinking about whether a certain kind of capitalism is compatible with environmental sustainability over time.
So, regardless of your political views, remember that beyond the coded nature of the word socialism, there is a healthy debate about how to best reduce inequalities without hurting growth.